thoughts or any of the shifts coming on or what you're feeling is coming on, feel free to call in. We'll just go ahead and take call-ins until we can get Leslie on the air here. Looks like we have Matt from Ohio is on line one. Matt, are you with us?
Yep, right here.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks. This is the first time I'm calling in on your show. I've been listening to you for a while and been like really checking out the stuff you guys got going on the site and like all the YouTube videos you have up. About like 6 months ago, I really like got into it.
Yes.
And as soon as that started happening, I went out to the lake a lot and right over Lake Erie, Cleveland, Ohio here. Stuff's been happening just like you have it on there. I just don't have a video camera. So I don't know if you do you like is there you guys like said it's kind of like a vortex there where these things are coming in like crazy. Do you know of any other places around if like maybe like Lake Erie's kind of like that too?
Well, actually, now that you mentioned it, Lake Erie, they're getting some great footage over Lake Erie, and a lot of people have been shooting some pretty good footage all over YouTube with ships over Lake Erie. I know.
Yeah, I was there on March when it happened for like 10 days straight. I was there on 2 of the nights, and it actually happened last night. I was out with 3 of my friends, and you know, I don't understand. Like, are they trying to like say something, like send a message out? Are they contacting us personally who are going out there, or are they just trying to make a show for everybody?
I think it's all the above. If you're sensitive enough, you can tune into them, and they're extremely telepathic. And,
right. I get like a sense of fuzziness, like when they start to come out, and it's really interesting. And you know, I keep trying to tell most of like my friends, they keep calling me crazy, but it's really interesting. I just wanted to know if you knew of any other hotspots, and like you said, like areas you're getting a lot of stuff. But I had another question about coming up to the Isai Ranch. When does the season close?
Probably a lot of it depends on the weather. So I would look around Thanksgiving and see what happens after Thanksgiving. If the weather holds out, we might still have some guests coming up, but usually right around definitely by Christmas we're closed, mainly because of the snow. You know, it's just too hard to dig everybody out.
Right. Okay. Well, in third question, when you go up there, it's like a camping site environment. If there's not like a festival going on, like how much is that to like spend like a
Well, it's like donation.
Okay.
It's by donation, and we also have like work and learn programs where people help out. If they don't have any money or whatever, but usually it's $25 a night to stay there, and it's got everything. You know, it's got beautiful showers and bathrooms, and it's not really like camping. All you do is basically sleep in a tent or whatever, but all the other facilities are there.
Well, that's really cool. What you guys got going on there is excellent, and just keep it going. And if I don't ever end up coming out, it's because the stuff's happening here, and I don't know if it's going to happen everywhere, but
do you have any friends with video cameras or?
Yeah, I do, and I've been trying to get my buddy Jason to come out with me, and he's got a video camera, I believe, and our timings just aren't mixing up right, and every time I'm down there, I end up just crashing down, like on the picnic tables that are down at the beach, just because it's so invigorating. I stay up all night just down there, and then I come into work the next day like just wiped out from it, but it's really interesting, and it's just getting more intense every time I go down there. And honestly, I think it might be some sort of like you said, a telepathic connection. Like as soon as I think of these things, they come out. So, I just wanted to let you guys know that's happening out in Cleveland too. So,
good chance it is. If you're that connected to it and you're that interested in it, there's usually a connection. There's usually some soul connection or telepathic connection going on. So, I would focus on them with your intention and just say, I want to know who you are. I want to know what this is about. And just keep focusing your thought on them and show me, show me who you are and see what happens. We do that a lot. That's how I busted wide open. I just said, I really want to know what this is about and what's my purpose in it. And, always call on the highest good, and call in the highest beings you can.
Right.
But it's pretty amazing what'll start happening. It'll start really unfolding for you. And watch your dreams.
Oh, and I was just gonna say, my dreams, especially from the past 3 months that have been going on. There's a difference between like a normal dream that I'll have, and then there's like just dreams that are just ridiculously real, and sometimes they're like really sci-fi'd out, or it's like what I've been raised my whole life. I've been into Star Wars and aliens and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like that, and then it's not like there's like people who I can't say I'm actually talking to beings. I can't put my finger on it, but when I wake up the next day, I mean, these dreams are so real. It's different than a normal dream. I guess that's the only thing, and it happens when I fall asleep out at the lake. So I'm wondering if that's directly correlated with it, or if it's just my imagination going crazy.
What are the dreams like?
They're really like, all right. It starts off, the ones that are like really intense. It starts off just like a lot of my friends are around, and in normal dreams, like if you have like friends and stuff around, like maybe their faces will change, and like it's just not very clear. Well, in this case, my friends are there. They're on the beach with me. And, like, there's no disappearing of people around. Like, things don't start, like, jumbling around like in a normal dream. And I'll be focusing on the lake, and this is, like, a reoccurring dream I've actually been having. And there's, like, a light underneath it. Now, the light does not come out at all. It doesn't come up out of the water like I keep asking it and wanting it to do. And then from that point on, like, it reaches, like, a stopping point in my dream, and I can't go any past that. And I usually end up waking up. And that's the second time I've had that dream, when I had the experiences down at the lake. And then the other dreams, they're not like, I can't put my finger on them, because I just, I'm battling with, maybe I'm trying to attribute that's what's happening, or I have no idea. But yeah, the most lucid one would be, there's like a light underneath the water, and it wants to come out, but it like doesn't. So it's like really interesting, and I just, wanted to know if that might possibly be part of that.
It probably is. There's definitely probably something like, something getting ready to manifest, or like it's building up to something more than likely. So,
yeah, like you guys said something about time compression. I really, really, really feel like that's, that corroborates with like everything that's going on in my life. I really feel like things are speeding up, days are shorter. What I perceive as a, morning to night type of day, it's just really different than how it was 5 years ago. And I don't, does that have a lot to do with, the upcoming changes that are happening? Like, and like, especially the biophysical changes that are going to start happening. Like, how do you recognize that kind of stuff? I guess.
Yeah, a lot of it just pay attention to your body, how your body feels, what's going on. Watch how other people are dealing with it. A lot of people are dealing with a lot of, emotional outbursts and things like that, or feeling spacey or real tired. That means the shift, a lot of energy is flowing through usually. And then, the physical changes, right now it should be 177 degrees down here. This is
right. And where are you guys at again?
Right now I'm down in LA, unfortunately. But
unfortunately. I've got a couple of friends that ran away from Cleveland to go pursue music, and it's not working out too well. That's really cool.
It's a beautiful place here. It's awesome experience. They have a beautiful like a fair going on, a spiritual fair, which is really nice. And the people here are great and everything, but I'm not used to this hot weather. And it's I left in the morning, it's about 40 or 45 degrees or something like that. And, when I got here, it was 170 degrees. So it was quite a shift. But, you'll see like crazy weather patterns, and you start seeing a major increase in earthquake and volcanic activity. And over here in Cleveland, the heat's like just nonstop, and it's like, it's, I don't know, it's kind of, it just died down, and, I was attributing all this changing stuff maybe to that, and, it's not, the seasons are kind of the same now, but, like I said, I'm just kind of curious about the whole change, how it's happening. I feel it like in my heart, like things are speeding up, and I know something's going to happen, and I know I'm not crazy, and then, bam, you guys put all this stuff out, and it's just like, man, that's really cool. And then, like I said, it starts happening out on
mostly out on the lake. I've only had one occurrence where it came out and popped out over my house, which sometimes they appear really far away, and then they're like, they just, I don't, you see it all the time. So,
yeah.
So I guess my best experience
you got to
has been
definitely
on the lake.
get a video
Right.
Yeah,
I tried to do it on my phone, and I uploaded to Facebook. It just doesn't do it justice. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
It never
That's
does.
really cool.
We've had just awesome stuff fly over, and then you try to film it with the cameras. Unless you have a really good camera with a nice zoom on it that has some really good night vision qualities, it's just that doesn't do it justice for what you see with your eyes.
Right. So, you can't, you've never had actual physical contact, like a ship actually hasn't, landed and, materialized into a solid form, has it? Have they always been, in their, powered up state? Because that's all I've seen them in, and I've never experienced it, one came down, and I talked to a being right in front of me. I'm part of me tells me that probably wouldn't be possible, with, how we function.
Yeah, we've been there 25 years doing intense spiritual practices. So we've done our homework and a lot of process-oriented therapy, and we practice some very ancient Tibetan rites and things like that. So we've been doing this for quite a long time now. So we've risen to the occasion, and we have had one-on-one contact with these beings, and it's very well documented. And we have had a ship land in the field. And, I've had several face-to-face encounters with different groups.
Right. That's really cool. I don't know. I'm not, taking up your time or anything. I have, more questions.
Most of them aren't ready. No, you're fine.
Okay. What do you know about, I've been also researching stuff like star seeds and, walk-in souls, volunteer souls, with Dolores Cannon. That really rings a bell when I, see and read about that stuff. And, how does one know that if that's even, possibly the case, that's, real, and if that could be identified at all?
Well, the first clue is your interest in this. You have a real passionate interest in this. So it's your own soul, guiding you, to do this. And so your soul is the starseed. So I would say that's the first thing to go by is that
it's just know
your passionate interest in this.
Right. I really got into it doing things called. I got a book called Reading the Akashic Records, and that every time I do that, can't do any partying or anything like that beforehand. It works out really well. The next day, the energy I have, I feel is great, and I just I really don't know how much I'm getting into it, or if it's just a lot of it seems like it's just self-thought coming in, when you hear transmissions, if you will. But I don't know if it's just my own inner voice telling me stuff or if it's actually a transmission. And I've never had one particularly where it, really struck me as something profound happened. But it's the energy I feel afterwards. If anything negative has been happening throughout the whole week, I don't have a care for it, and I only care about the things that I really need to worry about. So I guess that's been really cool. But that was I got some of the starseed stuff from that too. And I was really interested in that if you knew about that, but clearly you do. So,
whenever you feel those connections, I would, when you feel the energy come in, I would sit down and start writing, and start writing the thoughts that come into your head, and then after a while, go back and read it. After you've written quite a bit, go back and read it. You'll be shocked at what's coming through you, and that was the way I did my books. Is that they told me and showed me in a vision that I was to write these books and everything. And so I thought it was a joke, I said, why would they pick me? It's just crazy, And so they told me start writing, and I did. And I was just blown away at what came through. And then the hard part is having to live it, after the information comes through, and then you have to live it. And that's not the easy part.
It just makes so much sense, though. Really, honestly, I don't feel a sense of duality anymore when I think about this type of existence or existing in that way, raising your consciousness. I want to get back to when they came out on the lake last night. We had these like